What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new Football Manager series. I've taken over Spain. This is following the shock exit of Spain in the second game of the group stages. So not sure when I'm going to upload this, but as soon as possible, hopefully. This will be probably a daily thing. I'll play the World Cup qualifiers, so one of them for each episode, and then obviously the tournament the same. So it should hopefully finish around the time that the World Cup finishes. So what I'm going to do in this kind of challenge, I guess, is have exactly the same team that Spain took to the World Cup and see how I do, see how I could do in the Football Manager variant of it. So there you go, Spain appoint Jones as manager, reportedly earning £25,000 per week. It's not really that important, but whatever. So let me show you the squad. This is the World Cup qualifier squad, not the squad that I'll have to choose for the World Cup, but just one that I was suggested and kind of was happy with it. So I got Victor Valdez, Casillas, and Reina. Obviously, Casillas would be the #1 choice. Then centre backs: Sergio Ramos, PK, Bartra can play centre back. Who else? That's it. We did have Raul Albiol, but I think he got injured. He's out for about 4 months, but I think he did get selected for the Spain's World Cup squad, so I'll have to select him as well. Right backs, we've got Arbeloa, Bartra, Carvajal. Left backs, Alba, Moreno, and Arbeloa can play there as well. Defensive midfielders, we've got Busquets. Didn't put Xabi Alonso in the team, I'm not sure why. Probably should have done that. But Xabi Alonso will be there as well. Thiago is also there, but I think he was injured for the actual World Cup, so he's not going to be in the squad. They have attacking midfielders of Mata, Silva, Cazorla, Navas, Iniesta, Fabregas, Pedro. Obviously Xavi and Iniesta will play centre mids. Xavi had a terrible World Cup. I mean, after he was dropped the first game and then didn't play the second one, and it just went downhill for Spain. Oh, okay. Well done, fan. Wait for that to stop. Okay. So if we look at our strikers, we've got Diego Costa, David Villa, and Llorente. Obviously, Llorente won't go, and it'll be Torres instead. But I prefer Llorente on this game than Torres. He's younger, better. It's generally better. He's really good stats, like 17 finishing, 17 first touch, really good physicals. Don't really think there's anything else to show you. I think it's the same World Cup qualifying group, like in real life. So we have France, Finland, Georgia, and Belarus, and the game we are about to play is the game against France. So let's go right into that game. We're going to play this tactic. It's not my own, but it's just I've found a really good starting tactic for the type of formation that I play, and I adjust it depending on what I want the team to actually do, and how I think they've actually played. So we'll do a quick selection, see what the system manager thinks. He thinks Valdez should be in goal, which I do not. I want Casillas. Carvajal right back, Pico and Ramos centre back. I'm happy with that. Alba on the left, Xavi and Thiago centre mid, Juan Mata on the right, Fabregas on attacking midfielder, Silva on the left, and Llorente up front. Obviously that doesn't include Diego Costa. I know his fitness isn't great though, so I'm not too bothered. Iniesta also not playing, when you kind of have to if you look at those stats. 20 passing as well. So we'll get rid of Thiago, and I'm fairly happy with that. We'll submit and go into the match. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the World Cup. If you are, then let me know. Who are you supporting? I do get quite not often, but sometimes I get a few viewers from countries that aren't the UK and America, which is where most of the people who are watching are from. So big shout out to you guys if you're watching. This is actually being filmed right after England have been knocked out of the group stages. Costa Rica beat Italy when we needed Italy to win. So unfortunately, England are out. Italy didn't do us any favors. So it's really disappointing. I mean, we went into the World Cup with no hype. Sorry, I'll just go through this while I'm talking. Went it through the World Cup with no hype really, and then as we started to get squads together and like the squad were having like fun and enjoying themselves and they were all relaxed, there was kind of a lot of pressure being built up. A lot of people thinking, oh, it's a young squad, maybe it will excite us, and we just haven't really had that. We played really well in the Italy match and were really unfortunate to lose. But then we played absolutely terrible against Uruguay. Um, Obviously, Suarez played extremely well and kind of dominated that match. But we just didn't really cover him. We didn't counter an unfit Suarez, which is terrible. Gerrard obviously making a mistake, which was unfortunate, but he really hadn't played well in either of the two matches. So at some point he was going to make some sort of mistake. You could just kind of tell. I don't think many people really thought that England would do anything in this World Cup, and they're right. It's it's just difficult to watch though. Obviously, if any of you support a team and you watch them losing, of course it's difficult to watch. But with such a young team and so little expected of them, for some reason pressure was increased, and we just didn't live up to it at all, and we just played poorly. I think we would have been happy if we just played well and maybe just missed out on qualifying. But to lose two games, it was poor. Glenn Johnson, apart from the assist, was actually the worst player in my opinion. Um, the fact that we didn't have Kyle Walker, it showed. We were absolutely shocking on the right side. Not a fan of Glenn Johnson at all. And Gerrard didn't play well. Baines was terrible. Also, our fullbacks really let us down. Um, all of Baines's free kicks and corners were really, really poor. It just nothing really went too well. Barkley looked exciting. Lallana didn't really have long enough to run out. Sterling played well, so obviously it's nice that we have some prospects for the future. I think in the Costa Rica game we should definitely just play youngsters, and just youngsters. Like no, maybe Gerrard and Lampard to have their last World Cup England match because they are definitely not going to be next year. But I don't know. Fabregas there, Llorente 2-0. That is very nice. Quite a few knocks, says Fabregas. Should be able to shake them off. Okay, fine, we'll leave them on. We're going to make a few changes. If we have a look at ratings, I'm not too bothered about. Iniesta's not playing great. If we have a look at condition, I think we're gonna get rid of Xabi because he's not on the best sort of fitness. Carvajal can stay on. Iniesta, oh, you're just doing rubbish. I want to leave him on. Give David Villa a run out. Maybe not. Oh, fine, we'll get rid of Carvajal. And Bartra will come on instead. And I'm happy with that. Nice solid victory here. I can't remember what Spain actually did in this match. In real life. Whether they, I think they won. I want to say they drew though. Terrible memory. So we look like we're seeing out the game a bit here, depending on what this tactic this highlight is. Lloris with the ball, messing about with it a bit, but it's straight to Benzema. Very good save from Casillas though. That was pretty poor. He shouldn't be allowed to do that. Spain, though. Should we talk more about Spain? Because all we've done is talk about England. This series, obviously, I'm following Spain, so we should talk about Spain and how their squad just seems to have aged so much since the last World Cup. Obviously, 4 years. I'm not being an idiot, but I mean, players like Iniesta and Xavi, they never really were ones to need a lot of pace, and it was always their passing ability. But even that was poor. There was nothing really excellent or spectacular about Spain. They were very average. Diego Costa was extremely poor. Extremely. Obviously, he's had a knock. He probably wasn't fit. And not a knock, he was injured. And he probably isn't fit. But because he's Diego Costa and he had such a good season, he needed to be played, to be honest. I thought it was a mistake not either taking Llorente or Negredo to give that other option. I'm not sure what they think Torres brings, because I don't think it's anything. But I can't be bothered to do that. It was confusing. Generally, the squad was actually quite decent. It was okay. There were a few errors, I think. Obviously, David Villa had a really good season, and the fact that they didn't even play him. Obviously, they've only played 2 games at this point, so I'm not sure what the third game is. So if you're watching this after the third game and he's played, then don't have a go. But they just didn't use him at all. You can't put someone into a squad because he's on really good form and only have him as a backup player. That's why Henderson's been starting for England. Otherwise, someone like Lampard probably would have started, because Henderson's been on really good form for Liverpool, and so him and Gerrard were preferred. Where you could have played Lampard, Barkley could sit back. I think Oxlade-Chamberlain's still injured, but he's been playing further back towards the centre midfield recently for Arsenal. And there you go. I just go straight back onto England. So in the next episode, I promise I will talk a little bit more about the Spain squad. If you do enjoy, please drop it a like. We start off with a win in the qualifications. Obviously, we're going to get through now with, if we have a quick look at the points, with France 3 points behind us. We should be able to get through with 2 games left. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, like I said, drop it a like. And the next episode will probably be up tomorrow, where we will be playing Georgia. I'll obviously have a quick summary of the Brazil friendly, but we're going to be playing Georgia and then followed by Belarus. So look forward to that tomorrow, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.